Welcome to Gamers Digest presents Bioshock Infinite, the review. Bioshock Infinite, the next entry in the acclaimed first-person shooter franchise, takes you up into the clouds rather than under the water like the previous Bioshocks did. Dropping the multiplayer that Bioshock 2 introduced, Infinite returns to its story-focused single-player roots, which is a good thing. While combat doesn't always provide something new, the story will keep you pushing till the game's amazing finale. Putting you in the shoes of Booker DeWitt, you are tasked with rescuing a girl named Elizabeth from the floating city of Columbia.
Hallelujah.
First up, we'll take a look at graphics. There's very little way around it. This game looks amazing. With all the graphics pumped up to ultra, you'll have a hard time not to be in awe of the floating city. Environmental effects such as fire, water, and of course a lot of bloom all look great and create a game world few other games ever hope to accomplish. Guns and abilities all have great effects, whether it's a simple pistol or using a tentacle made of water to pull enemies towards you. Elizabeth, your faithful sidekick, is animated beautifully. She conveys real emotion with the look she gives and the poses she takes. Even with the graphic options turned down, the game still looks great. Character animations and your surroundings still look good. A little side note, the video you're seeing for this is actually from the PC version with all the graphics turned up. If you're looking to play this on PS3 or Xbox 360, the graphics still look pretty good, but they're not as sharp as what you would get on a PC.
Hey, Miss Elizabeth.
Hello. Oh, this is wonderful. Well, come dance with me, Mr. DeWitt.
I don't dance. Come on, let's go.
Why? What could be better than this?
Moving on to sound, the background music in the game adds to your immersion in the beautiful world of Columbia. With the right music always playing at the right time, your ears will never be disappointed. The real treat, however, is the voice acting, which I personally think is the best I've ever experienced in a game. Yes, even better than some of the Mass Effect and Uncharted games. The exchanges between Booker and Elizabeth create a real sense of bonding as they try to escape the floating city. Comstock and other villains in the game are equally voiced well, coming off as menacing, but not comical like most villains do in modern games. Sound effects are good and fit the game quite well, although nothing really amazing there. Overall, the sound designs for this game are great, and especially keep your ears open for some hidden gems. Sadly, if there's one area where Infinite suffers, it's the gameplay. I'm not saying it's bad, more along the lines of conventional. The gun mechanics are solid, but the fact that your firing accuracy is the same whether you're using the iron sights or shooting from the hip just comes off as a little odd. Otherwise, the guns themselves are rather boring. You have a pistol, a machine gun, a shotgun, a flamethrower, and so on. If it's a generic first-person shooter gun, it's here. The other side of the coin is your vigors, or powers, which were meant to kind of spice the game up as they do in previous Bioshock games. Most of these are neat, but again they fall into the generic category. Firepower, check. Stun power, check. Speed power, check. While using the combination of different vigors creates some neat effects, none of them drastically change the game. The other thing I noticed is vigors are literally lying around all over, but only two bad guys use them. Just a game oversight, I guess, but it comes off as an odd design choice. The gameplay isn't all bland, though. Some of it, like opening tears with Elizabeth to bring in allies or supplies, adds kind of a neat strategy side to the fights. Also, riding the skyhook system is fun and adds a high level of mobility to most fights. With overall good design, although with some questionable choices, the gameplay is solid enough to enjoy without being tedious. Unless you're playing on 1999 mode, which unless you're a glutton for punishment, you really shouldn't.
You're a monster.
What did you think was gonna happen?
What?
Do you understand the expense people went through to keep you locked up in that tower? You think people like that are just gonna let you walk away?
Talking real briefly about the story, which obviously I can't go too far into without spoiling it, I will say that the journey of Booker and Elizabeth through the floating city of Columbia is quite an amazing journey. With heartfelt twists and turns along the way, I would definitely recommend anyone picking it up. Just be prepared that you won't really know what's going on completely until about the last 20 minutes of the game. But it's definitely worth it sticking it out and finding it out, as the big twist at the end, most people won't see coming.
Oh, it's a bee. I hate these things.
Jeez, just kill it.
No, it'll sting me.
Elizabeth!
I have a better idea.
Wait, what are you doing?
Opening tear.
Oh, shit! What is that?
It's a tear. I used to open them all the time in my tower.
What is a tear?
It's like a window. A window to another world.
Okay, I think it's time to wrap this up. Knocking it out of the park in both graphics and sound, Bioshock Infinite is definitely an early contender for Game of the Year. While the PC version is the superior version by far with its high-res textures and advanced graphic options, both the Xbox and PS3 versions are still both beautiful and enjoyable. The story, however, is game-changing for the video game world, and should be experienced by everyone. While some odd design choices and sometimes bland combat hold the game back from being perfection, overall, I'd recommend anyone pick up this game and play it. So I'm going to give Bioshock Infinite a 90 out of 100.
Ease your pain. Mr. DeWitt, here.
Bird.
Or the cage.
Or perhaps the bird.
Nothing beats the cage.
These two again. How do... Never mind.
Look at these, they're amazing. Which one do you like more, this one or this? The bird is beautiful and...
The one on the left.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I love it.
I expected the bird.
If you're going to be a sore loser, then I shan't do this again.
Oh my